he has to understand that the backlash is going to be serious. Where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you may lose some money off this too.
Here's my challenge to Kanye. I love that he's going anti-culture, but go anti every culture. I think some people are worried that he's not just going anti-culture, but he's going to another culture.
Okay.
Go anti all of the cultures.
Well, maybe Chick-fil-A.
I think he said that, though.
See what I'm saying? And
He said that.
I'm sure he did, but I'm just saying, like, people are worried that he's just adopting MAGA culture or right-wing culture or whatever. Go anti all the cultures. Call out all of them.
Raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, this episode is sponsored by the Midtown Bridge Church, a family pursuing the mission of Jesus, y'all. Make sure if you're in Atlanta, you get to the Midtown Bridge Church in ATL. Go to www.themidtownbridge.com. This week's series, current sermon series, is all about lift. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're in the building, all right?
Yeah, man.
Yo, Ryan is crazy today. Okay, so
That's not me.
okay, so you guys knew we were gonna do this, so we're gonna talk about Jesus is King.
All right.
Y'all ready for this?
We ready for it?
People waiting on this, man. They waiting to see what we're gonna say.
People been texting me this morning like, y'all doing it, right?
Doing what? What are we doing?
What did you guys think?
Man, I thought it was a great project, man. It's so funny too. I wasn't expecting it until the night of our call, and somebody was like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen." And then I get a group text the next day, like, "It's here!" Like somebody on the team had a baby or something. Sean was like, "It's here!" But yeah. But after that, I went and listened to it. I bought the album. First of all, I think everybody should support. I think it's a great way to support something different that's coming from Kanye.
You get everybody else?
Yeah, I'm on my way to doing that.
Yeah, okay.
Got that Thiz?
No, actually, I listened to Thiz though, man. Thiz, I did listen to it. But here's what I'm saying about this project, man. I thought it was really good. I told Sean yesterday, like, I was never a Kanye fan because when I gave up secular hip hop, in my opinion, the newer stuff, Kanye had just really come out. It was like Through the Wire was the last thing I really heard, except for a couple of radio cuts. So when everybody, it's true. When I started giving it up, but
down south stuff still in you.
Still got that old Outkast in there though.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, no new. No new friends.
But College Dropout, Late Registration, all his later stuff, that came out. I never listened to any of that. I heard y'all talk about it. I heard y'all say, it was one of the greatest albums in hip hop, stuff like that. And so I'm just like, now I'm able to listen all the way through and get some authentic Kanye. But I was just really impressed with the body of work. Of course, production is going to be on point. I like most of the songs. I think I have to listen. I probably listened to it maybe like 2 or 3 times now, but I have to listen again and break down some things that you guys have said on our group chats and stuff. And then also what some people are saying on online. There's a lot of people weighing in online. I just took a couple of screenshots. D1 said, "I salute the direction he's headed in. I know he's not perfect, but I think this is a great way to promote Jesus. I'm praying for and rooting for him. I think you should too." And then there's more people weighing in. Derek Miner said, "I support Big Bro for making positive changes. Now isn't the time for sarcasm. So much negativity in the world. Ain't no one gonna prop up someone making a change. Thanks at Kanye West for being bold about your faith, and hopefully it catches on." And then Lecrae said, "Regardless of how you feel about Kanye West, the content is refreshing to hear. God will get his glory and Jesus is King." And then I also looked up what Shailene said, and Shailene said, "I listened to Jesus is King by @Kanye West a few times. 10 quick thoughts." I'll just name off a couple. Because he didn't name all 10
big
either.
post. I saw his post.
Yeah,
too.
I love that the album is called Jesus is King. No better title for an album. God decided to flex his son's glory at the top of the charts and trending for all to see. So there's a lot coming out of this project, and I have some questions for you guys as well. how well is this going to sell? And I asked this question because, you know, we were all talking about Chance the Rapper. We were all talking about NF not too long ago. I'm not a Kanye fan, so to speak, so I don't know his following. I know it's massive, right? But what is going to happen from the people that like old Kanye versus the people that are hearing this new project? Like, how is it going to compare? Is it going to be pretty much the same? Because
you talking about sales,
influence, people getting excited about it, talking about it, this being like a playlist thing. Like, what is that?
Well, it's already on Rap Caviar. He has a few songs off this on Rap Caviar, which is the big rap playlist on Spotify. It all depends, man. I read comments sometimes when you go to people's reviews, like the album review on iTunes. So I was reading comments and stuff, and I was like, just like mixed reviews. A lot of people that liked it, some people that didn't. Of course, you're gonna have people who are atheists or people who follow him that's not the same religion as him, but they may give it a chance and be like, yo, this is kind of hot. The thing I would say that Kanye is doing on this album is he just telling his story. He ain't trying to tell you need to get right, you need to this. He just giving you suggestions. That's what I got out of it, especially like Close on Sunday. Like when I listen to that, it's like, yo, it's like have a Sabbath with your family, basically. Like take time with your family. So to me, it's just like one of those things where I feel like he is in a unique place. I don't know if all his fans gonna run to it, but I think the fans that he still has that's God focused or even interested in God will be okay with that. So I think that's what I see about the whole situation. But I think this project is a good project. I said it. I said it on what's the name? I said I did have a few problems here and there with the bottom half of it because the bottom half started getting a little fishy for me. And just to go back a little bit, Yay, I remember that album, Yay, which came out like 2 years ago, I think it was a year ago too. I was like, why is Kanye not having good beats anymore? Like all these production, some stuff is okay, then it's just regular. You know what I mean? Like to me, the last good beat album that he had was The Life of Pablo. I think that album, the production on it sounded very good to me. So now, to me, and this is my personal opinion, from track 1 to 7, Use the Gospel is cool, like you kind of said with the clips. But the joint with Fred Hammond, I was kind of like,
that could have been.
Fred, serious?
I didn't like that joint. I didn't like that joint.
That was great.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't like that joint.
You didn't like the way they used the.
I didn't like the way
Fred's
they used
voice,
Fred's voice. Fred, to me,
it came out at the end.
Yeah, it did, but it's just like, and then it just started getting, I don't know. But like I said, my favorite record on it is Follow God. My favorite, also another record is On God. And then I think, like y'all said, Everything We Need is dope. It's like a real gospel rap album. Like, you know what I mean? You can't hate it and you love it. I mean, I've seen some of our some people in the community feel some type of way like, yo, you know, like, hey, yo, if y'all hype on this, such and such and such and such, make better music.
Somebody say that.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, y'all listen to Jesus is King, but what y'all doing with Thizzle's album?
Yeah. Okay. You know, so, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this. I understand, and God had to show me some stuff or like really process through some things about why people sometimes get upset when somebody major do something that they never do, and it's like everybody's like, yo, such and such is doing this, and they like, yo, but we've been doing this for years, and I get it, but at the same time, it's a platform where somebody explicitly, it's not like he's hiding about Christ. It's not like, what is he talking about?
He zoomed past Chance.
Yeah.
Like, we was impressed with Chance.
Yeah.
He went way past Chance.
It's like, Jesus is my savior, Jesus is my king, and stuff like that. A funny comedian said that he feels like this is Kanye that just got saved and was like, yo, I got to tell everybody, you know how somebody get first get saved?
New. He sounds new.
And it's like, yo, I'm going to tell you about Jesus, I'm going to tell you about Jesus, I'm going to tell you. So I would love to see his process, and I pray whoever's discipling him gives some good stuff, and I pray that God really will continue to do it. I want this to be successful so he can continue in his vein, because I think sometimes what I see for people who do gospel music or try a gospel album is if it's not successful, they go back to the world.
I don't think he's concerned with that though. I think
I hope he's not.
No, I think he is, because I mean he's talking a lot. Here's what I see about Kanye West, and we saw this kind of coming out with No Malice as well. When these celebrities, when these big rap artists, they get to a certain level, they get tired of what they're seeing, right? And then they don't want to go back to it. No Malice is kind of telling us in an interview a while back, like, I was the best center there was. Like, I did it all. I tried everything that was out there. But not going back to it is refreshing for me.
There's a difference between No Malice and Kanye.
It's a difference.
And what I mean by that is, like, and this is a question I'm going to ask y'all. Okay. Let's put Kanye, let's say he was LeBron. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is this LeBron we know LeBron has been in the league already. Is this, if Kanye with this album, is it LeBron going from the Heat to the Cleveland, or is it him going from Cleveland to the Lakers?
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is
his influence and his
no. The difference
impact.
was when he went from Miami to Cleveland, he was still in his prime. He was still prime LeBron. LeBron now is still in his prime, but you could start seeing something starting to fall off a little bit here and there.
I mean, that's aging, though. You know, you're aging. Hip hop is an aging thing. So as the younger guys come out and the new music and the sound comes up, yeah, our guys are going to continue to age. You know. So.
But yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is, it's like with his influence, it's still like, okay, for example, using with LeBron to the Lakers, it's still people like, yo, we got LeBron. You know what I'm saying? When they didn't make the playoffs, it was like, yo, we still got LeBron, but we're going to get AD too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm asking that question, because it doesn't say, I'm not saying LeBron isn't special, because I think he's still one of the best players in the league. But at the same time, the league is starting to get better. People in the league are starting to get better as he's getting older, is decreasing. And that's the same thing with rap. Like, are people, like, I'm seeing so many people skeptical in mainstream media, urban media, that's like, why y'all skeptical about it? Like, is it like, yo, he playing with God just to sell records, or he doing like that? And it's like, have you heard the music? Do you know him personally? Do you you just think it's a scam because he ain't hot in the mainstream no more? You know what I mean?
But why would it be a scam if it's not hot anymore? Why would you scam somebody?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what people think. That's what I'm saying.
I think Kanye proved a lot of people wrong about him at the end, right? Like, a lot of people were skeptical about whether or not he was really coming to Christianity. And this album really spoke very highly of the gospel, and I think that he's won that argument already. One of the things I really like about this project is it's so authentic, right? It's so authentic. It just talks about where he is in his life or what he's seen. And then even when he's on, I've seen him on a lot of different late night talk shows or interviews with people. He talks about how much this means to him, being a family man, being a father, and being able to see his kids enjoy church. So I think a lot of it was, if we don't like something, we change it. And that's exactly what Trackstarz has been doing from the beginning. We were at 107.9, we were in secular radio, we were in the secular music industry, and we saw something we didn't like and we decided to change it. And I think at that time we didn't have much influence. We have a little bit more now. But Kanye's at that point right now where he still is an influencer, right? But I think he's making a change of things that he didn't like. So I think that going forward, whatever he does, his music talent, his ability is still there, and I think it's going to continue on.
How do you know?
What do you mean? I'm not saying him. I'm not talking about.
You just said you hadn't listened to none of this stuff, right? And I think what Jeremiah is worried about is, if this is your first taste of Kanye, are you getting 34-year-old LeBron?
So first of all, what I'm speaking about is his musical influence. Last night I went back and I looked at all the tracks he's produced that I might be familiar with, and I was blown away by some of the tracks he's produced, right? So I think that even though he's come off those hits, right? He's brought those hits up before. That to me means that his body of work is very influential, and it can still be. It just depends on who he decides to work with. I mean, does gospel need an overhaul? Yeah, it does. Can he help that?
That's not his question.
He can.
His question is he still as good as he was?
I moved on from that question. I was answering my own.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, I just was commenting back.
So, okay. So Kanye is actually my favorite artist.
What? I thought it was Eminem.
No, rapper and artist is different.
Oh, okay.
Kanye is my favorite artist. That encompasses production, the way you roll it out,
direction of videos,
everything.
Yeah.
Like I wish he wouldn't, but he did brag about being the greatest artist of all time. I wouldn't put him all the way there. Like to me, like I still think, of course, like
Michael Jackson or
I'm forgetting people's names, but he's not. I don't know if he's gotten there, but he is my favorite artist. Right. The way he presents things is impressive to me. So I was still impressed with this album. When I listened to it, I was like, there's still things there that I was like, okay, this is really good. Is it better than a lot of his albums? I don't think it is.
So would you have it ranked?
I think I got it number 5 or 6.
Do you have it over Yeezus?
Yes. Yes.
Is it over the Life of Pablo?
No.
Okay.
No. See,
what about Heartbreaking 808s?
No.
I got a question for you.
Really?
No.
Late registration?
It's close to that.
Okay.
But probably no.
Okay.
I have a question.
So it's probably like 6.
Are you going to miss the old Kanye?
I don't know what that means.
Like, are you going to miss the old music the way he did it if he doesn't do much else going forward?
But that's the thing. There's nothing different. I don't care what he talks about.
No. That's what I'm saying. Are you gonna miss those albums that you label as classics?
Like miss them.
Like
you think I'm gonna stop to listen to them?
Yeah, I'm asking you that
well,
question.
Well, he said himself that he's gonna start. When he go on tour, he still do some records, but he's gonna change the wordings of them.
Well, he said in an interview with Big Boy that he was not gonna perform any of his old songs anymore.
Oh, okay.
So does that mean he's?
No, what I'm saying is maybe certain songs that's not always super negative. Maybe like a Through the Wire or Jesus Walks, or even All Falls Down. Like just change the words of them. Prince had a song called "Die for You," when he was like, "I'm your Messiah," but like when he became a Jehovah's Witness, he changed the words to that. So it could be on some levels of that where it's like certain songs is like that. But go ahead, what you saying?
I don't understand this question. What do you mean?
Well, so I went back and I was trying to find something that really disturbed me back in the day. Kanye did a song with Yeezy, not Yeezy, I'm talking about Jeezy, and it bothered me that one of his lines in the verse was something like, "I got a Jesus piece around my neck, and it don't mean S." He's like, because even Jesus' peace can't bring me peace. I need one of Russell's nieces. And when I was at 107.9 when he did that song, and so I remember listening to it at Birthday Bash, and I was just like, I stopped and I was like, wow, guy, we don't really know what we do to really hurt you. And I said, and I pray that he one day finds his way with this. But it made me.
So you think you did it?
No, I definitely don't.
That's why you mentioned this.
No. What I'm saying is, I went back and I listened to that song, right? And so then the playlist came up of his old stuff, and I was like, wow, like this is good music. But how do you feel going forward if he puts it down? Do you put it down?
Put down what? I don't
his
know what
old
you mean.
music. Do you go back and listen to his catalog?
I don't listen to anybody's music, so I don't care.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking.
You are
to
talking
people.
to me. What are you talking?
You were
about?
asking the
Three
question.
people at a mic, but we got a world that's listening. So I'm just asking people: do they listen back to his old stuff and feel like they missed the old Kanye? Like, oh man, if he would just do another 808 and Heartbreaks, if he would do another College Dropout, if he would do another
I think what he's trying to say is, one, if Kanye gave it up, will you give up his old music too, his old catalog?
Yeah, if Kanye came out and said, man, I'm so sorry for the music that I put out that was damaging to women and families and relationships, and I'm not listening to my music, I'm throwing out my catalog, and I want you to stop listening to. Like, how do you think that comes across to
But they still use his music for everything, though.
Yeah,
like, I've seen stuff like that. But I think to me, Kanye is one of those artists where as he got more successful, you could tell the effects of the industry on him. Like, there's a difference between Kanye at College Dropout than Kanye at My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like, you could tell the big difference. It's like it's almost like when you first understand sin. It's like, I ain't gonna go that far, but then your flesh take you to another level of stuff, and it just keeps taking you to other stuff, and you like, how did I get here from here? And that's when I heard My Dark Twisted Fantasy, everybody loves that album, but when I hear it, I'm like, something ain't right about this album.
But that's why I'm confused. Like, what do you mean old? Like, he's not making like polka music now. It's still, you can still make the same music.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Maybe you're misunderstanding. I don't care at all what Kanye says on any of his albums.
Yeah,
never did. It's always the sound, like the sound that he makes, and it's not like he's brave. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I appreciate. I don't care if he curses or not, or like, I like 808s and Heartbreaks probably the most, and he didn't curse at all on that. It doesn't matter to me what he's talking about. It's just the sound. He's very creative to me on like the samples he chooses, the way he cuts up his songs, the way it's arranged, things he throws in there as surprises. Like, I just like that.
I just don't like. Okay, use a prime example. Use this gospel, right?
Yeah.
With the Clips and Kenny G.
That just don't sound mixed right.
It doesn't. It sounds like they was in your old. It sounds like FMG's first mixtape.
I noticed that when you played the clip.
But I think the thing what I've heard from it was like, okay, where's this going? And then after Kenny G done, and then the beat drop, I'm like, why didn't you let these people rap over this beat? What's going? Like, what? Why did you just? You know what I mean? And to me, like the last few albums,
they probably did
have been like that, where it's like it's just airy. It's kind of like chords and like it's not strings, but like pads that are just very airy pads, and then it's like a mediocre beat, and then you rapping on. And I'm like, Kanye, how you get? And I told this to this guy yesterday at my job. I was like, how is he giving everybody else on his team hot beats, and then his production on his album is just like?
But you know, Timberland did a lot of that. Timberland produced a lot of this.
Oh yeah.
And No Malice wrote on a lot of this.
Oh wow.
He was on multiple songs. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, I did see his name when I went to read the lyrics and stuff. His name came up. I saw Sahad's name too, but his name came up a little bit too.
Yeah, he was on at least 3 of them. And Timberland, I'm assuming he did the drums on a lot of the songs. Yeah. So, I mean, my impression is this. I like Selah. Follow God is cool. Close on Sunday sounds really good. On God is my favorite. Everything We Need is really good. Water is interesting. I like it. Timberland did production on
Water
that
was fire to me.
God is, I don't really remember, but that was okay. Hands On, I liked a lot. Uses Gospel sounded good. It does sound like he's gonna have to remix it just because what's his name? Pusha T sounded like he was somewhere else completely.
It sounded like they was like, yo, we about to rap right here, and then it was like,
and Jesus is Lord is just my outro. But what I hope this becomes is what he did with Life of Pablo. That he keeps changing it, add songs, remix some of the songs.
Don't do that.
I wish he did.
If you buy it, that sucks.
I don't care about people who do that. But what I'm saying is,
and you got to. I bought it too.
Well, that's y'all problem. This is we're in the streaming age. But I love the fact that Life of Pablo kept changing and evolving over time, and I do think this is a good format because it's short. It's 27 minutes. I do think that this is a good template for him adding things to it as it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so normally, and because we've been in the game, Christian hip hop game, for a long time, when something like this happens, when a mainstream artist kind of does something, and I'm thinking about, like I said, sometimes if you follow me on Twitter, sometimes on Sundays I do a lot of documentaries. I just watch documentaries, and I remember watching one about disco, and they was talking about how it was such an underground movement that what blew it out the water was Saturday Night Fever, the movie and the actual soundtrack with the Bee Gees. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, what does this, is this a term for CHH where it's like, okay, now we got to really be Christ explicit, or like, do we have to add choirs? Do we have, because to me, what I've seen the response from the world is it sounds good and you could tell what it is versus being like, oh, I didn't know this.
I don't think so. I think this whole controversy between, oh, you know, we've been doing this. This has nothing to do with how good your music is. Yeah. It means nothing. Yeah. All it is he has way more influence. He could do whatever he wants. We are in a position where we don't have that much influence, so we got to kind of sneak in some doors that he don't have to sneak in. So that's the reason there's this big difference with, oh, more explicit or not explicit. Here's a question that Rick asked me, and I want to see what y'all think. Is this gospel rap or CHH?
Gospel rap.
Gospel rap.
This is more gospel
and what
rap.
I tell you, well, behind the scenes last week, I told somebody that I believe gospel rap is going to be the thing that starts popping more than CHH.
Yeah, because I don't know if everybody knows that there's a difference. Yeah. And I don't know if all the people in gospel rap know they're in gospel rap.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing if you are. It's not like a bad thing that you're in gospel rap and is a different CHH. It's just that you could tell the difference between the two.
Yeah. It's very different. So yeah, I would say this falls into that. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, it's to me the music on some of it. I put this above Graduation. I know you like that. Yeah. Graduation. Even though one of my favorite songs is on there, the one we played our old intro. Graduation, Yeezus, Yay. What else is there?
Late Registration, College Dropout, My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I think definitely those three it beats.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The other ones, I feel like there was the music on there was a little more interesting.
Yeah.
But again, if he continues to work on this and it evolves over time like Pablo did, I think this could rise up.
What's the next album sound like?
Well, this is what I'm hoping. And I know this is going to be controversial for a lot of people, but I do hope for this to really become like something that changes the world. I do want Kanye to spend some time researching who's already there. If you're going to walk into this space, it'll be nice for you to at least not just pay homage, but like at least spend some time with the people that have been doing this for a long time. Feel the pain that they've been going through. Because you know, if you would have came up through CHH, ain't nobody would know who you are either.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter how good you are. There's people that are as good as Kanye that don't get the shine because he went the way that you get popular with.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I was thinking to myself, I was like, a swooping Kanye record would be stupid.
People on here saying all kinds of stuff. People saying Derek Minor and
Lecrae.
So I'm not saying that I don't want attention from Kanye's whatever. This could all be done in secret.
Yeah.
But I do want him to at least check in with some people and sit down and learn. Yeah. Because the thing we're trying to accomplish is very difficult and he can make it a lot easier. But I think he needs to kind of get a landscape, like somebody needs to kind of lay out like, okay, this is what's going on. This is where the challenges are. And he could knock down all them doors if he knew where all the challenges were.
But I also want to know one thing too is he has to face the reality as well.
Yeah.
That some people ain't going to follow him no more. Some people are going to be like, I can't do this Christian thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll listen to your old stuff. And then he has to understand that and be cool with that because at the same time, once you start like quote unquote attacking the culture, like, and when I mean attacking the culture, meaning like you're being an outcast of the culture, meaning like you said, the Big Boy interview when he's talking a lot of anti-culture stuff in that interview. Yeah. So he has to understand that the backlash is going to be serious. Where it's like, you know, you may lose some money off this too.
Here's my challenge to Kanye. I love that he's going anti-culture, but go anti every culture. I think some people are worried that he's not just going anti-culture, but he's going to another culture.
Okay.
Go anti all of the cultures.
Well, maybe Chick-fil-A.
I think he said that though.
You know what I'm saying? And
he said that.
I'm sure he did, but I'm just saying like people are worried that he's just adopting MAGA culture or right-wing culture or whatever. Go anti all the cultures. Call out all of them.
That's true. But what if he figured out that's the ones with the money, so he got to be ready for 2024?
I don't think it's that.
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he cares about that.
I would encourage him. Just there's ways of thought in CHH. There's ways of thought in Republican Trumpism. There's ways of thought in Democratic liberalism. Yeah. There's ways of thought in all of them. Be anti all of them. Yeah, like if you really want to go hard, be anti all of them, and I think that would really, really get people to be like, because it won't feel like you're pulling them into another thing that they hate.
And let me ask you this: does this open him up to do more interviews with, like gospel radio stations and gospel radio shows? Like, is he going to do?
I think this is
Erica Campbell's.
I think Paul is a great example. I know he keeps relating himself to Paul, but Paul is a great example of somebody who people literally hated to where it took time for even the disciples to be like, okay, I think he's okay, guys. You know, like people were worried about Paul. You know what I mean? Like, this is a dude that killed people. So I think
we love him to come in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's going to be a slow burn for the people who are not greedy. Like people who are greedy and are like, that's just want to be the limelight, they're going to accept him real fast. And I hope he doesn't, because
gospel did that with Snoop Dogg.
What's the song on here with where he's complaining about Christians doing this?
That's hands on.
So obviously he's already catching wind that there's going to be judgment coming from Christians and non-Christians on this, which is a good place to be. It's comfortable. Just get used to it. Yeah. But I do hope that he can discern between people who are jump on his bandwagon too fast and people who jump on too slow.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
should be a healthy Let me find out if you're serious. It should be that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want anybody to just be, oh, it's Kanye, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you also don't want anybody to be like, I don't know. You know, both of those are wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he could discern that, and then I hope he has time to grow in this. A lot of this is happening so fast that I don't want all this to hit him too hard, too fast. You know what I mean? So that's just for him, not for me. I'm not like, I don't need him to prove anything to me. I'm just saying, for his own sake, I hope this doesn't come at him too fast. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he mentioned all that. Now, one thing, the last question I have for you guys, he mentions a lot in all his in a lot of interviews I've seen. He says we are orphans, right? We're fatherless. He's talking about, obviously, black people and the fact that we don't have our own stuff. I remember he was talking to somebody. He was like, you know, I'm a billionaire, so I'm trying to buy land. We need more land. And he was telling somebody else, like, you just won the lottery. You got $298 million. Dude. Yeah, buy some land. And so I just wonder if he's looking at it like this, if every aspect of what we're doing, even in music, and if he looks at the gospel and he feels like something's missing, or it doesn't have the creativity that a Kanye West brings, does he come in and try to take over?
I don't know, man. I can't figure out I don't know him, so I don't know how he's going to react to any of this stuff. I just hope, just for his own sake, that a lot of people are comparing him to the prodigal son, and you know the father welcomed him back in, and then there was the salty kid, right? So I don't want to be the salty kid, and I don't want any of us to be that salty kid. But for his own sake, I just hope that all of this doesn't hit him too fast, because a lot of people have been hit too fast with this Christian culture thing, and they're like, I hate this. Yeah. Because a lot of it should be hated, but to be able to carve.
But there goes our sponsorship, Sean. Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's true.
But it takes wisdom to carve through the shell of Christian culture to get to the heart of God, actual brothers and sisters in Christ. Yeah. People are not crazy in the head about, you know, like dogma type stuff where it's like too strong this way, too strong that way. Yeah. People are just level-headed, can talk, have conversations, can get down to the meat of stuff, and don't have agendas, personal agendas. I hope he can find people like that. That's my prayer for him.
I think we're going to see something. And Kanye's one of those artists I will always say he's a glitch in the matrix. And I think this is another glitch in the matrix where it's been something where people have noticed about Christian rap, gospel rap, Christian hip hop, whatever. But I feel like more and more people are going to start looking at this, and not if this is a quote unquote success. And to me, I think you're going to get calls again, like, yo, y'all got somebody, y'all got it, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like once something happens like this, and I consider Kanye a tastemaker, like somebody who could shift culture.
If a completely Christian hip hop album is successful, then it breaks down some of the things people used to say about it being able to be successful. Yeah. And if he can prove that it works, I think this puts a little pressure on Chance. I think this puts a little pressure on Chance. You thought you were going pretty far with this thing. Let's go all the way. Yeah. Let's see what happens when you go all the way.
Honestly, this is good. Chance could be a hip hop Christian, whereas Kanye is gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, when I hear Chance album,
did you hear Kanye's answer to that question when Kimmel said, "Are you a Christian artist now?"
Yeah, he said, like, "I'm Christian. Everything." Yeah.
When I heard that was like the chill. Like, that's the answer I would have said. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Are you a Christian rapper or a rapper that's Christian? I'm a Christian. I don't give a crap about any of that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So when he answered it that way, that felt good to me. That was like, boom, I appreciate this. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's all I care about with him. I don't care about music or his influence and all. I want that to be.
No, I get that. No, I get it. But I think what I'm saying about the difference between them is like, Chance is he's still young, and he still got some learning to do. Yeah. Just as Kanye got some learning and some other stuff to work on with him. But at the same time, to me, Chance project was still, like, I know besides the curse words and all this other stuff, it was still where he honored his wife. Yeah. Like, he loved his wife and talked about that. And I feel like that's honorable as praising God. The scripture tells us to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but anybody can do that though. I mean, like any mainstream person can come out and do that.
Oh, but he talked about Jesus a lot on that album too. Yeah. So that, if you like, to me,
compared to this though,
to me.
That's what it is with you. I realize what it is with you.
Nah, because I'm telling you, man, like I was good. I was good on one of the songs.
Team Jesus.
And then I heard it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But that's my personality. I mean, every media company that we tried to either start or go into, we tried to influence the Jesus culture of it, and so. I was a champion and a fighter at 107.9 as much as I am for Trackstarz. So
no, I get it. But
no, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I'm Team Jesus all day long. I'm always pumping my chest.
What do you think you hear any of these songs on radio? Like mainstream radio?
I think On God is a banger.
Yeah,
Did you hear some of the stuff to me? I could tell when Kanye's writing stuff and when other people write stuff, because the people who usually write for him are very serious people.
Yeah.
You know, Sahai and what's his name?
Pusha T,
Chicago dude from back in the
Ron Fest.
Yeah, they're kind of serious. You know, when he says something funny to me, that clues me into that must have been him, right? Yeah. And the whole thing he said about back when I thought Joe was just a job, and then he was like, I don't want to be dancing with the stuff. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That's why I like that song the best, because it was the best combination of lyrics. That felt more like a chance song, where it's like the best combination of lyrics and God stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited for what he's doing. The only thing I worry about with him is just the intensity of his spotlight.
Yeah.
Yes.
The intensity of his spotlight makes every single move like just critical for him.
It's almost like there's so it's like a local dude in his neighborhood who, let's say, was terrorizing his neighborhood, and he gets saved. Now his neighborhood got to watch his situation. That's just a small amount of people watching his situation. Yeah. Whereas a major superstar or celebrity type person gets saved. Now the world is watching their step-by-step journey with Jesus, whereas
everything is under scrutiny.
Yeah, whereas the average person,
it's crazy that this whole time we've been talking, I've seen D1. We were talking about D1. I see No Malice. We talking
about the government, man. They watching us.
That's what's up. Anyway, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's Team Freedom. Yeah. We not through yet. All right. Trackstarz Music presents. Turn my volume up. Turn me off.